Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be doing a review on this knife here by Origin Knives, and this is the Origin Crusader. Right, so let's have a look at the sheath before we take the knife out. It's a Kydex sheath. Look at the imprint here on that drain hole. Drain hole's about 15 mils wide, so it definitely drains out this one. It has 10 brass rivet holes and 6 slots, and you can see I've got orange paracord, which is the bow drill piece of paracord that I use when using the bow drill for the bow drill here, or the bow drill hole should I say, which takes the Origin Knives adapter. And you can also see at the rear it's got a hex socket as well. Look at the imprint here, even the rocky pattern from the permali handle slabs. It's got great retention, probably one of the best I've had on a knife. And I don't think the camera's going to do it justice when you hear the snap up on this blade. It's brilliant. It's one of the most positive I've had. So there's no fear of this coming out, and it's absolutely silent. So let's take a look at the knife itself then. So here's the knife. Now the knife itself is made of 01 tool steel, and it's in a tracker design. And you can see here at the front it's got a swedge. You'll need to excuse all this dirt and sap I've got on the blade here. I've been using it all morning. It's been gun blued. It's 6 mils thick, and you can see that there on the anvil across here. And on the back of the spine on the handle, it's got the faceting that he does all the way to the tang. It's a one-piece solid through tang, which is 90 degrees, and it's been rounded off to produce a thumb ramp. It comes with permali handle scales, which, if I turn this around, you'll be able to see. It's got slotted screws, which makes the handles removable, so if you need to clean in behind it, I'll just unscrew these with your Leatherman screwdriver. It's got a stabilising platform here. It's really good for choking up and getting really close to the work, like when you're carving stuff or doing a push through cut. This swedge is brilliant. I've been testing it for the last month or so. It is absolutely brilliant at this stuff at piercing things. So this is the Crusader by Origin Knives. It's a beautiful looking blade. A high convex grind on it, so the cutting edge, the quarter round and the draw section are all convex. Back of the spine there. It's a bit dirty now, but I've been putting this through its paces. And there's the hex socket here to the rear, and that comes with a bolt-on sheath with a socket in it as well, and I'll show you that in a minute. You can see here just behind the stabilising platform, it's got an index groove for the index finger, and for snap cuts this is brilliant. It's a lot of power, and you can really close over, get good closure, a good tight fist grip on it, and the snap cuts are brilliant because the way he's done this index groove here. Now this is the prototype model. The production model's got a slight change on it. The guard has been increased by 5mm, and the cutting section here to the front has been increased in depth by another 2mm. That's really the only changes to this blade since we've started trialling it. Cracking knife, this one, and a really good sheath. Just one point on the sheath as well. The sheath is jump proof, so with the friction is number one. There's one way of retaining it, and if we put paracord through the bow drill hole to one of the rivet holes or to the slot, that secures it. And paracord through the hex socket to one of the rivet holes or slot, and that gives you 3 methods of securing this to make it jump proof. The production models can be made in a high carbon steel like E.G.O or a stainless steel, probably like B-cut, if that is a requirement of the end user. The overall length from the tip to the rear of the tang is 12 inches. It has a 6-inch cutting edge. That's the chopping section, the ulu section here, the quarter round to the draw section, so that gives you 6 inches. And basically for the plunge line to the rear here at the tang is another 6 inches. It's 6mm thick at the spine, 1/4 inch, and I can't quite remember the weight of it. I think it was 549 grams in the sheath, if I remember right. It's a wee while ago since I've had the knife when we first done it. And it has permale handle scales, which is, I think, one of the best materials on the market today. Good thermal properties also with that permale handle scales, plenty of grip to it. Another unique feature with the knife is this bow drill hole, and that takes the Origin Knives bow drill adapter. So our military personnel who are out going all over the globe maybe at some point need to use this for a friction fire, and that just slots in there, oh, like that, click, there we go, and that just spins round, and that will sit on top of your drill and just back and forth. It takes a lot of pressure out of doing friction fires, especially if you don't practice a lot, which most of us don't. So another great unique feature with this knife. And this knife was primarily made for the military, for guys serving overseas, hence the name Crusader. I thought it was quite fitting. Make a cracking survival knife, this one, a 1-tool option. So here we have a size comparison. Starting on the left we have the Mora Garberg, followed by the Tops Mohawk, and then the Boker Tracker, the mini tracker that is, and then the Crusader in the centre. And to the right of the Crusader we have the Cold Steel SRK, and to the right of that we have the Condor Pterosaur. So here's a good size comparison. Well, one of the criteria with the knife is it had to be hair shaving sharp, so let's see how sharp this one is. Now I've been using this for a good couple of weeks and it hasn't been sharpened, so hopefully it can still take hairs off. It's a bit dirty, but let's see how we go on. There you go, look at that. That's excellent for not being sharpened yet. Well pleased with that. Try it again. Try the rear of the knife. Yeah, that's amazing. Right to the front. Well, that's a definite pass for me. Another criteria for the knife is it must be able to be thrown. There we go. That was a nice light throw. Knife throwing, a definite pass. So let's see how we get on with the cutting test. So we'll start off nice and easy. Here, piece of 5mm paracord. Yeah, no problem to it whatsoever. That again, easy. Some scaffolding tape that they use on the ladders, a 50-50 mix here of polycotton and nylon. Yes. Pallet ribbon. There we go. Some bungee cord. Oh, so easy. 20mm blue nylon rope. So we go with that. Yep, through it. So like your seatbelt material, some form of web in this. I think they use on trucks. Oh, so easy. Cutting cardboard to get into your ration boxes. Oh. Well, safe to say that's a pass. Piece of, I don't know, oh, say about 20mm thick this. Nylon, it's really stiff. I'll be surprised if it goes through this. So let's see. Oh, there you go. Yep, it's done it. Some climbing rope here. Let's go free hanging. There you go. Abseiling rope, black marlow. God, if that wasn't even there. Leather belt, say 2 inches. So the ability to cut cable ties was one of the requests by one of my subscribers. So I've got 4 various thicknesses here on this piece of wood. Let's see how it gets on. Easy. Yep, it's slightly thicker. And the thickest one. There you go. So here we have a tire to do the cutting test with. So let's see how we get on with this one. There we go, we're through it. There you go, there's a few cutting tests, passed with flying colours. Another tip penetration test. This is Kingspan, 100mm thick. Let's see how it gets on at piercing this. Shouldn't cause it any hassle. Reinforced thumb on top. This is what this sculpted part was for. Let's see how we get on. All the way through. You can see it's went through my bench as well. There's the tip there. So tip penetration test on the wood. I'm going to say this is about 3 inches. Let's see how we get on and measure it for you. There we go. Yep, so 3 inches thick. Let's bring that across a bit. So there you can see it's actually almost through 3 inches there. You can separate this, there's the first part, second part, you can see that's well bedded in. So that's really good going. Say 2.5 inches of pine. There we go, there's the tip. Here we go for the 6th attempt at this. This is a tip penetration test. The vibration was stabbing onto the piece of wood, which is a piece of 3x2. It seems to be turning my camera off, so this is the last time I'm doing this. You can see the tip still in one piece, and this is going to be the 6th time at attempting this. So here we go. So hopefully this time my camera won't switch off. Look at that. Oh, it'd help if I go to the place. There we go. Oh, better watch what I'm doing. Camera's still recording, so we're off to a good start. Let me see it. Yeah, nearly there. Yes, I think that's us through again. There we go. So let's have a look at it. There's a hole. So there's 3 holes in this piece of wood. Let's look at the tip. Yeah, still in one piece. So that's 6 attempts I've had at this. There's 3 on this piece of wood, the other pieces in the bin. But that's a definite pass from the tip for this. This is so strong. It's done a phenomenal job at creating this tip and the swedge. And I'm actually using the draw section because the knife's so thick. It doesn't really matter if you use the chopping or the draw section on this knife. Here I'm choked right up to the quarter round. There we go. There's the edge, tip, couple of knots here. I'd say that's about 2 inches thick. Let's see if we can split that. There you go, look at that. Turn it round, it's just the, as I say, the knots holding it together. That's a pass for me. This ability to choke up here is really good when it does the carving. So the wide anvil, which is 6mm, gives you good purchase with the thumb for your push cuts. Well, that's what I've done this afternoon. Held it over the fire to try and dry it out a bit, but that's actually alright for such a large knife. Obviously it's not the best carving knife I've ever had, which I'm sure you would appreciate, but the fact that it can do it so good, really chuffed with that. Get right in here. And I managed to get this done earlier, which is alright. It was really difficult in here, I will say, in this area here, but for a netting needle that's actually alright, you know. So it can do the carving as well, and this stabilising platform here, get your finger in and your thumb up onto the anvil, and it just lets you choke up and get that carving done. As I say, it's not the best, but it's done this in my spoon. So yeah, I'm well chuffed with that. So for such a large knife, yeah, heavy duty knife, and with the tip on it, really easy to pierce the wood right enough. So these are not the best looking. I don't do a lot of carving, it's not my thing, you know, but for me that's a pass.